The government wants to delay publishing its plan to tackle air pollution in England and Wales because it would be like dropping a bomb into the election campaign. The High Court has heard. James Eddy QC, representing the government, said it would be better to put the publication on hold until after the general election to avoid the controversy over how to tackle the air quality crisis being seen as a Tory plan. On behalf of the government, he applied on Thursday to delay publishing the draft air quality plan and consultation until 30 June and the final policy until 15 September. But it was not, he said, some sort of guise, and did not mean there was a lack of commitment to tackle the problem. If you publish a draft plan, it drops all the issues of controversy into the election like dropping a controversial bomb, said Eddy. He said this could risk breaching rules about civil service neutrality and might limit the effectiveness of the consultation. The government had been under a court direction to produce tougher draft measures to tackle illegal levels of nitrogen dioxide pollution, which is responsible for tens of thousands of premature deaths each year. By 4 p.m. on Monday, its original plans were challenged in court by the environmental group do.As, and last year a judge found them to be so poor as to be unlawful. But after Theresa May called a general election for 8 June, ministers lodged a lengthy application to the court late on Friday asking judges to allow them to breach the Monday deadline to comply with pre-election propriety rules. In court on Thursday, Mr. Justice Garnham challenged the government's counsel on the reasons for the delay. The issue of air pollution. Is there any way? Why is it better to have the parties debating what ought to be in a draft plan, or what might be as opposed to what is in the draft plan? He asked. Eddy replied, it would be better to put the publication of the plan on hold to avoid it being seen as a Tory plan during the election campaign. He said the Department for Environment, Food, and Rural Affairs believed short delays to the timetable were not expected to alter the dates for taking action. But Mr. Justice Garnham challenged him again on this assertion. I simply do not understand. How can it be that a 6- or 7-week delay in the process doesn't affect achieving the objective, or getting to that objective in the fastest possible time? He added. The government's approach had been far too leisurely. Ministers were in breach of the EU Air Quality Directive, and the air quality crisis was a matter of great urgency. Any new air quality plan will have to specify several clean air zones across the country, which impose charges on drivers of diesel vehicles if they are to be acceptable to the court. The government's first plan, which included 5 CAs in Birmingham, Derby, Leeds, Nottingham and Southampton, was found to be illegal by the court. Mr. Justice Garnham also told the government the modelling it had used, its plans, was over-optimistic. do.As opposed the government's application to delay the publication. Natalie Levin QC said the environmental group's primary concern was to have the air quality plan published as soon as possible, and to see action taken. Air quality is a huge issue of public concern, and a huge focus for the media, she said. It's on the front pages of newspapers day in day out. And it is an issue in this election whether the government publishes the consultation or not. The government is not making it an election issue by publishing the document. The controversy is there, and it is not going to be put on hold by not publishing this consultation document. The court heard. DIFRA's own evidence showed nitrogen dioxide pollution alone caused 23,500 premature deaths a year, which amounted to 450 a week, or 64 a day. A delay of 6 weeks in publication, Levin said, did make a difference, minus the difference was hundreds of deaths. Air pollution was described by MPs last year as a public health emergency. According to DIFRA's own figures, it leads to 40,000 premature deaths a year. Judgment was reserved until 3 p.m. on Thursday.